Hey guys, welcome back. You to the valley, the old farm. It's nighttime. Um, it it really wasn't supposed to be nighttime, but it's nighttime. So, oh, there's a red light in here. I know it's really hard to see. Food 29.50, health's 100%. Okay. You spitting out your eggs? You probably don't have any eggs. Yeah, so after last episode, we bailed up the field that we purchased. Field number 56. So I believe it's a wheat field. And we got the wheat off of that and we baled it up. We got straw. We wanted to get the garden going. Excuse me, chicken. Which we have. The garden is running, producing goods. Where is it putting the goods? That would be a good question. Speaking of goods, farm vegetable garden is spawning them. It's going to spawn them. I believe it spawns them right here. Which will kind of be a pain in the butt because we've got to get in here and get them. So yeah, so I finished the episode, and as the video was doing its final rendering in the recording software, I just kind of went away and let it do its thing. And then I'm running on like normal real time. And then it was like the next morning I realized, holy crap, I never saved my game. So, yeah. So we went through the entire day. Not that it's a big deal, because really, frankly, there ain't much we can do. I mean, we can still, in October, plant whole wheat or barley. I wasn't going to plant canola anyways. And we don't have any other fields to harvest yet. So yeah, so not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. So I guess what's happening in here? Everything has beautiful red glows. Is this for the sheep to stay warm? Yeah, so I guess we'll just go sleep it off for the rest of the night, I guess. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Sleep till morning. Into October. Beautiful. Okay, we got crops. We got crops. Looks like strawberries and tomatoes. Strawberries and tomatoes. So I would suspect chickies. You fellas finding little worms out here? Cheap, 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 cheap. Yeah, no eggs yet. I hear ya. Good morning. Yeah, so this field Fast way of getting there. Barley growing here. Grass. I should buy this field. I should buy this field. What am I in? 84. It's probably really expensive. 84. 232. It's a beautiful field of grass right here. But we're going down here. This is our field. So it was... We need to do the soil sampling here. This was wheat and sorghum. So if we take a look... I'm assuming this is the way you do this. Sorghum, the oldest one on top. I never know the answer to that question. If you know, let me know. Sorghum. So we don't want to do wheat. Barley we could do. Canola and oats we could do. And can't really... Yeah, we can only do wheat and barley right now. Oats. I'm almost feeling like we just let this field sit. Because what's going to happen, we're going to get into winter. Even if we put grass in here, the grass isn't going to grow. I don't know if it's worth our effort putting oilseed radish in here. It needs plowing, soil sampled. So, and we need to buy a grass field. Okay. And we need to buy a plow, and we need to buy a soil sampler. Before I make the same mistake that I made on Western Australia, series is on the channel. Go check it out. Let's actually see what we actually own. Okay, so we do not own anything. Okay. So, we've rolled into a new month. I keep hitting the wrong menu. Dang nabbit. It's just a disc. That is not a plow. That is a seeder, but it's only 3 meters. Has seed, no fertilizer. That is... It's like not... This would wrap. Okay, so there ain't nothing, nobody being friendly to us. Under the miscellaneous category. Bloop. Dairy. Sheep milk. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I'm like, where did this come from? I should know that. So this dude right here may be what we want. We don't want the biggie. This would be plenty big. I'm gonna leave it as is. We're gonna buy to our plows. It would be really nice to use something different for a change, but these plows, they're just so freaking good. I don't want one of those. 1.5 meters? Come on. 6 meters big enough? And these other ones are just so flippin' expensive. Do we do a smaller one? Torpedoes are smaller? Why not? Probably do not. Because why would you? What did I say I needed? To have spreader, because we know we've been around the block, right? We're gonna need lime. Just thinking. Yeah, 3,000 back. If we do, say, this one, customize 500. $1,000. Maybe more trips back and forth to pick up lime, but let's do this one. We haven't used this one before. Look at me not changing anything, buying something right out of the shop as is. You freaking kidding me? Okay, so buy apple trees producing? No. But I thought this was the time the apple trees produced. In the fall. Is that not the case? So I need to activate it. Dumb head. You're Dumbo. This one. What's happening? What's happening? Spinning. Laggy. Okay. Should just fill this buddy here up with fuel, probably. Run down to the store. Grab the soil sampler. Then probably the plow. Take care of those two birds with that stone. Chirp, 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 chirp. Fill her up. I thought we did this. I thought we filled this up. I thought we... Okay. It would tell you how many gallons of fuel it took. It does not do that. Okay. That. Watch out, chicken's coming through. Beep beep. Alright, we're not going to plant anything, but we can get that wheat field ready. Ready to plant. So I will see you back down at the wheat field. We'll do our soil samples and we'll start plowing. So see you in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back. So we are headed back down to the old wheat field, the old sign. So I'm curious. I really would love your comments. What should we do next? So for example, just throwing out suggestions. One thing we can do is we can buy a grass field. We can make a, let me get this set up here. Nope. Turn on our map. Yeah, we can make hay. We can, gosh, that is hard to see. We can either purchase, wouldn't it figure that I just can't get that, quite get that edge. Sheep, maybe do some wool, cotton, clothing manufacturing. I haven't done that forever. We could get the cows, get some cows started. Like we have the pasture fields, so we don't have to buy those, so that's great. We can, so many samples. I should have got the bigger one. Oh, there, I missed a spot. Look at that. I can see it right there. You're going to be right there. Yeah. Yeah, so we have options of what to do next. Like we've got the vegetable garden going, the farmyard vegetable garden going. We've got some apple trees started. So we can probably, gonna have to some point in time, buy the bakery so that we can make those apple fritters that we talked about. It's a spot. Now. Beautiful. Yeah. So there are different ways in which we could go. I'm just curious what you guys think. What would you like to see next? Just bleep bloop it there in the old, am I getting everything? This is very hard to see. I think in the next version of Farming Simulator, I like precision farming, but I feel like Why is this thing a circle? That's my question. So inefficient and a waste of money. Like, why is this thing a circle? You know what I'm saying? Why is this a circle? And why didn't anybody come up with a mod? I feel like I'm not in the right spot. Why didn't anybody come up with a mod? Still doesn't get everything. I feel like we should be able to do this in one swoop. Is that it? We exit up. Okay. And we buy it. Send the samples. Okay, samples are sent. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, so options. We have options. We got to buy a grass field, I feel like, at some point in time in the not too distant future. I think that's just going to be critical for making either hay or grass bales, aka silage, maybe, if we need to do that. We can see about that as well. Although silage, you know, if you're not making TMR, or you don't have your like your biomass heating plant, or your what's it called? You know, that thing. Just to go buy self silage, I'm not really sure that's a big money maker. Here's a nice little grass field right here beside us. Doesn't look huge. Maybe get a cut off of that and make some hay. Then it's probably going to need plowed. They're all going to need plowed. I really want a use. I've said this before in a different series, not this one. As I was driving down here looking at that, sort of plowing this field, looking over here, it's a cornfield. I really like the fact that we can use corn not just as a cash crop, but as a feed crop. Excuse me, ma'am or sir. But then I don't know, actually, truth be told, I don't know if you actually have to make feed out of the corn, or whether you could just feed it directly. Like, do chickens just eat corn? We never raise chickens. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. I guess I would say, though, we did use corn. It was corn on the cob, dried field corn, still on the cob, and that we would actually make basically a TMR with that to feed the cows. We called it chop, C-H-O-P, and it was corn. There's a recipe. There was corn. There was oats. We didn't really plant wheat. Oats, some mineral supplements for the cows. That was really about it. They loved it. Cows, man, they loved it. Absolutely loved it. And we did feed, obviously we did have pretty large pasture fields, so they did a lot of grass, spent their time out in the pasture fields. That's probably why I feel like I need, in this game, I need to have all the big pasture fields, because that's just what I grew up with. We had a big farmhouse. It was definitely not fancy and nice, but it was a farmhouse built right beside a natural spring that came out of the ground, which is what farmers did back in the day if they could find water. Water was, well, let's just face it, man, water is life. So if you can find water, especially a nice, healthy, natural spring, versus drilling wells, then that is a place that farmers would use as their homestead. Our farm had a natural spring. It's literally still to this day feeding 3 houses for water, one of which is my brother, and the spring turns into a creek that flows for a very, very long way. So it's like our farm where we were raised had a natural spring that basically was the headstock water for a creek. And then the barn was built. We didn't do this, but the farmers of old, this is what they did. They built the barn and the pasture fields nearby the creek, so the cows could naturally just go down and drink the natural fresh spring water blowing in the creek, fed by the spring that literally came out of the ground 20 yards from the farmhouse. That's how close they built the farmhouse. They put a building over top of it. They had a little, I don't know, a little bit of a cistern there that they made to capture some of the water and to put a water pump in so they could pump the water to the house. And put a little building there called, and obviously, you know, get ready for this. Not going to see this coming. Called the building the spring house as well. You know, it was a little building over top of a spring. And they used it for a workshop. We found all kinds of stuff in there. Old tools, old hand tools and things. So they kind of used it as a little workshop. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's the way it worked back in the day, in at least my neck of the woods. At our largest animal farm, we basically just grew crops to feed the animals. We raised beef cattle. We were probably somewhere in a neighborhood of about 120 beef cattle at one time. And we did have a couple bulls, and we would have calves in the springtime. And where this whole story started was, I was going to tell you that the farmhouse had this big front wraparound porch on it, and you could sit on the front porch and you could look out over the pasture fields, and you could see the calves playing in the springtime. Yeah, it was pretty idyllic, honestly. Great way to grow up. I'm not gonna lie, great way to grow up. I wish I had pictures. If I had, like, it's so different today than it was back in the day. If I had pictures of all of this stuff that I'm talking about, man, I would post them up here in the video. What a shame. What a shame. Back in that time, you didn't have a camera strapped to your hip. So we didn't take the kinds of pictures that we take today when we feel like we got to take a picture of our supper, at a restaurant, and post it for everybody to see and say, look what look at my dinner, and social media and all that crap. We didn't. Obviously, that didn't exist back in the day. I think I told you my dad just passed recently. That was one of the reasons why I wasn't doing any videos for a while. And unfortunately, even in just going through old photos and things after his passing, there's still just not a lot of photos of the farm life that we lived. And that is such a shame. That is such a shame. Today, man, you'd be taking pictures, all over the place. You'd be doing a YouTube channel, of your real life farm stuff. I mean, that exists out there, but back in the day, that wasn't even an idea in anybody's head. We had 3 tractors. We had a John Deere. We had a small Massey Ferguson. We had a International. And the International was the only tractor that actually had the cab on it. It seems so commonplace nowadays to have air-conditioned cabs in tractors. I mean, we've just so much have made everything about our creature comforts. But that's not how it was, 30 years ago. Farmers, when they worked out in the field, they worked in a tractor that, at least smaller farmers, I don't know about the big farms, but in the normal, small town farmers, they worked out in a hot sunny day with the sun bearing down, excuse me, tree, on a tractor with no protection from the sun. And my grandfather, man, there was nobody that could stand up to him in comparison to his farmer tan. From the short sleeve shirts and the tan and his arms tanned. He was a great man, school teacher. 9 months out of the year. Full-time farmer working with my father on the farm for the summer. We would raise our beef cow and we would sell them. We'd have people that wanted to buy a half a beef or a quarter of a beef. We would butcher them and quarter them, or we might have just halved them, and then we would take them to a butcher who would then cut and wrap and freeze the beef. And then you would pick it up packaged. But let me tell you, man, you knew where your meat came from, as you were like, you're the one doing the work to feed the animals, to get them to grow. I don't think we, other than chicken, quite honestly, I don't remember us eating much chicken as I grew up. But other than other than beef, man, we didn't eat beef and pork because we raised pigs for several years. That was our protein. Scar, excuse me. Never raised pork, or never raised chickens. Right here is another grass field as well. Where are we? This would be a nice field right here. It's only 80 grand. That's a pretty decent size. What's this one over here? It's, I think, bigger. This one right here. That's probably very expensive. Tractor. 164,000. But that is probably that is so ready to harvest too. Boy, it's terrible. Terrible. 59% yield? That is horrible. What's this field? Is the barley field. That's humongous. Doesn't look like it. Then how about field 91? Is that not something other than grass? It is now grass. And this is sugar beets. Probably what we need to do are buy these two fields next. We probably need the sugar beet field. Field number 91. That's probably the field to buy right there. 140,000. Is it ready to harvest? It's not. It's not really ready. It says it's ready, but it needs another month. Yeah. The nice thing is we can do that. Have this field here, this little meadow, and then this. Yep. That would be pretty darn good. That would be the field to have. Then we can actually mow this. And we should probably keep this just for additional... This is like a beautiful place for a little sheep pen or something, but we have our sheepies down here. Not that we have to use this. Because it's so flat. You know what I mean? Like it's a beautiful field. For animals. Like what could we put in here? Put a small sheep pen in there. I mean, look at that sucker. And these are so big, they're way too big. Do we do... It's too small. It's too small. This is a open range. Holy crap on a cracker. Open range sheep pen. That could work nicely here for 100 sheep. It's from Elk Mountain Modding. These other ones are too small. You want to have them... It's nice. 300 sheep. That is nice right there. Holy crap. That fits freaking perfectly. Kidding me? Kidding me? How do you not put that down? We have these ones here. I don't know if we need sheep milk. Large. There. Like where do the sheep... Where can they roam? Pasture. How far do they roam? It's almost like... What's this? Dairy sheep. It's almost like this one is flipping made for this. Which one was it? I think we're gonna do this. Where are the spawn? Let's be smart about this. Interactive zone markers. Sheepers. This one. Right there is where they spawn. Should really be almost ideal, to be quite honest with you. How do we not do that? Sheep here, cow here. Did it. Like an idiot. He did it. He did it like an idiot. Grass, meadow grass. Can I put in, so I should have sheepers should grass. And see, it's along here. No grass along here. Flowers. It's along here. Grass along here. Dude, is this not freaking beautiful? Or what? Oh my gosh. That is amazing. That is amazing. And look at that. Holy freaking crap. That is beautiful. That is just... Yep, chainsaw. That's just beautiful. Escape. Plants. Meadow grass. It's along here. I love animals. I love to take care of animals. I love to give them a great home. And we aren't ready yet because we need to get a grass field. Then we need to this is a stable. Is this okay? Okay, put it over here. Now, question being, because if this doesn't work, yeah, so if, for example, this didn't work and we tear it out, we're gonna get like $1 billion worth of but we just won't tear it out. That's just what we'll do. We just won't tear it out. It's just the bottom line. And we're not going to know till we put a sheep in here if this actually provided water. Won't know for sure if it. This could actually feed the cows as well. We don't know that either. So we'll have to figure that out whenever it comes time to buy those animals. But the next thing is going to be, I think, buying the grass field. Should we just buy it? Should we just do it? Do we just do it? Do we? That's not the right menu. Do we do it? Did we buy this field? 91 for 140,000. Now remember, we can borrow 900,000 from the bank. That's all going to be loans though from that point forward. But I'm feeling like what I don't necessarily like is this segment is not grass. Where is that? Can we make it grass? We expand this grass field. Not really. It's one big gully. So we can't. So that is what it is. We get what we get. This would need to be limed, fertilized, and soil sampled before we would ever harvest it. Okay. We're making big moves. Big moves. Big moves. Bye. Yep. Okay dokie. Okay. Alright, so that's going to be next time. So next episode, if you come back, hope you do, we will get this field, this grass field, limed and fertilized. We own this now. Beautiful grass field. We should go get our tractor. We will get it limed. We will get it soil sampled first. I left the tractor running. We'll get it soil sampled. I'm going backwards. And then we will lime it and we will fertilize it. And then we'll get a harvest out of it. Now, if I don't remember, I'll have to look at it for a second. I'm just going to leave this stuff attached because we need both of them. if this says needs plowing, it does. Son of a nut freaking cracker. Alright, well it's almost ready to harvest, so we will get lime and fertilizer on this. We'll get a cutting out of this. And then over the winter time, when it won't really grow much, we will plow this, and then once again lime and fertilize, blah blah blah, do all the work. And yeah, and that'll be it. Looking for, turn those off. Yeah, and that'll be it for that. So we'll just use this beautiful sheep pen here. I just think this looks amazing. It's just going to look amazing. As opposed to that one down there. And I love the cow pasture. We're definitely going to use that. I'm not going to swap that out. And yep, got some strawberries, got some tomatoes. Fall is here. Fall is here. Once we get that field limed and fertilized, if we roll into November and it doesn't look any better, we're just going to harvest it anyways. Yeah, we'll harvest it in November for sure to get that rolling. Alright, so that's going to do it. Thanks everybody for watching. The Valley, the old farm. I really like this map. I really, really do. Very nice. What's all this stuff? What does this stuff say? 7,000 kilograms, 6,000 kilograms, 8,000 kilograms. Are they taking stickers? Oops, chainsaw. Are they taking stickers off the bags? What are they doing? Why? If you know what that is, let me know. I have no idea. Alright. Thanks everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.